Last year was my first full year on YouTube, and in that 1 year, I made $613,960.75.
And for the last 12 days, I guess it is, of December, I made a grand total of $879.31.
The channel earned $7,274.
Come on.
Welcome to Side Hustle Rules, and some of you out there are watching this live stream on Over 50 TV on YouTube. So I've got this video, this live stream on both of my channels because I just thought it was an important video to share with a lot of folks out there who are wondering if they can make some money or how to make some money, how to make some extra money, how to make a side income. And, you know, when I looked at that video, that clip I just played, $613,960.75. Oh my, that is a lot of money. That is not life-changing money. That is world-changing money. But that's not to say that you can't make some decent cash. Like that one woman said, $879 and what, 38 cents. I'm looking at the other gentleman. The guy said $7,274. Now he made that over a quarter. But either way you look at it, any way you cut it, yeah, some people out there are making some big bucks, some big dinero through YouTube. And I got to be honest with you, I wasn't really a convert for a really long time with YouTube. You know, even though I read that people were making millions of dollars and, you know, saw these headlines on media, looked at videos online and people are making millions and millions. And I'm like, yeah, you know what, that's out there, man. Now, there's no way that I could do that. Even though, you know what, I have a lot of business experience when running a chain of business magazines, business to business magazines and a weekly newspaper and all that other stuff that I've done. You know, I just thought, yeah, YouTube, I mean, can you really make money at that? It's just the other guys doing it, but could I do it? Well, you know what? I do it. I make money on YouTube, but I make money with other things, and I'm going to be going over those as well. But I could tell you this guy, I'm going to play this again, 613.
Last year was my first full year on YouTube, and in that 1 year, I made $613,960.75.
Now, listen, I could guarantee you this, and I'm going to put this video of the three people who were talking about their how much money they made, and there's a lot more. There's hundreds, thousands of people that create videos and let you know how much they make. These are not just me cherry picking, but what I'm going to say is I guarantee you that folks, people who are making a lot of money on YouTube, they know how to do it. They've got some experience. Some folks like this Joshua Mayo is his name. And again, I'll put a clip there so you can check it out. They have done it before. They've got some experience with this platform, this important platform. So it's not like they don't have experience, but regardless, you can still make money. And the woman said she made $879 in their last 15 days of December. That's when she was monetized. She started making money. The gentleman, $7,274 for that quarter. He got monetized, wasn't making anything. All of a sudden now, you know, the month hits, he starts making money. By the end of the quarter, he's doing $7,200, almost $7,300. So anyways, I could go on and on. I don't know that I want to try to convince you about it. I think these clips say it all. But what I'm going to do is have a goal here. I'm going to put this up here on the screen here so you can see. I created some slides for you, but my goal today, this morning, this pre-Christmas morning, pre-holiday, morning, is my goal is to guide you through the process of creating a profitable YouTube channel. And I'm going to be sharing my own approach as well as the equipment and the software that I use. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with me, if you're new to my channel, if you're new to Side Hustle Rules, or if you're new to Over 50 TV, the first thing I'm going to ask you to do is subscribe to my channels, to both of them, because both of them have value in different ways. But I do also know that if you do subscribe, what you're going to get is you're going to learn a lot about what I've done and my experience. As I said, I started a chain of business to business magazines. I started that in my dining room, and it blew up into a multi-million-dollar business. I also owned a weekly newspaper ran that for 9 years, started that from scratch, started 2 national trade show companies from scratch, had a radio program, ran almost a dozen other businesses. And I like starting everything from scratch for lots of reasons. I don't need to get into them here, but I just enjoy building, and especially watching that thing grow from nothing. I think that's really cool. So anyways, yeah, so let's talk about building something from nothing and how you can do it. So again, I've got some slides here. Now, what I want to say to you is it's so important when you are going to do a business, and I'm sharing the experience that I've got. When you're going to do a business, especially on YouTube, it's important to know who your audience is, to pick that right niche. Now, my experience is I've picked niches, however you want to pronounce it, that maybe weren't the most profitable, but it was what's, called to me. And I wanted to pick a niche that I liked and I enjoyed doing. But you could do that too. There's so many different things you can do. A gentleman here in my town, he has it's called Ohio Fish Rescue, and he rescues fish from fish tanks and he resells them, and he probably also, I would imagine, he breeds them as well. I don't know that for sure. But what I'm going to tell you, you can do just about anything, but find a niche that is profitable. And here is a recommendation for you. I'm going to give you the 6th highest paying niches. Number 6 is personal development and self-improvement. You can see it at the top here. Hopefully you can see my arrow. Cars, if you're a car enthusiast, that's a high-paying niche. Law is a high-paying niche. Health, travel. Number 1 is personal finance and investment. Those are the top 6. Now, I've got a link in my description box. I'm going to put it. It's not in there yet. After this video, I'll do it. The top 20. So look at the niches and say, hey, do any of these call to me? If I'm looking at, if Lou's telling me, hey, I can tell you how to create a profitable YouTube channel. Well, I can tell you how to do it, but it's going to start with picking that right niche. It's going to start there. Again, you could do something else if you want. Maybe what you do is you just do a video or a YouTube channel on just something obscure. But look at the profitable ones. And again, these are the top 6. Now, if you notice here, it says on the next to it, it says the average CPM rate. Average CPM rate, especially on number 6, is $11.70. Go down to number 1, and it's $18. And even as the CPM. Now, what that means is CPM is cost per 1,000 impressions. And I don't want to bore you, but I would just say to you, that's what an advertiser pays YouTube. What YouTube pays you is the most important thing, right? RPM. YouTube pays you per impression. They pay you a percentage. You get 55% of every dollar that YouTube gets. Now, I think that's okay. They're giving me access using their algorithm. They're giving me access to thousands of folks every single month. So those are people that I can generate revenue from. So that RPM is important. Now, let me give you an example of how important it is. If you look at the bottom here, it says here on this slide, how to value a small business, key factors you should consider before you buy. I created that video. I created it because I sold a business to someone, actually my former partner, and I sold it cheap. That was before I really knew anything about really selling businesses. Let me tell you, I learned a hell of a lot since I did that, since I made that big mistake. But regardless of that, I talk about that in this video, how to value a small business. But here's the thing. That video got 100,000 views. The one underneath it, it says, or next to it, it says this. It says, brutally honest career advice for people over 50. Now, that video, my friends, that video actually got 3 times the views, but that first video, the one where I'm teaching people how to value a business, that video made double the revenue because that RPM was so high and that CPM was so high. So what I learned is that videos that talk more about business, yeah, they're going to pay more. So that's just a tip, but it's what I learned is that right niche. It's just critical. Why bust your butt working, creating videos, and then all of a sudden you're creating videos that aren't bringing in the money and you're not monetizing as fast as you'd like. Another thing is too, once YouTube monetizes you, once you hit 1,000 subscribers, once you hit 4,000 hours of watch time, YouTube starts promoting you. I noticed my channel over at 50 TV blew up. I mean, it just got so many more views as soon as YouTube was able to make money off of me. And hey, I wanted to make money off of me. That platform is powerful. So let's go to the next one here. I'm looking down here. How do you make money on YouTube? And this is, again, it's tips, and this goes right along with how to create a profitable YouTube channel. 5 ways to do it. And I gave you the top 5. There are more, but I'm giving you the top 5. And then I'm going to tell you a way that I do it. Mine would be number 6 on here, but ad revenue through Google or through what's called Google AdSense. But that's what YouTube is, owned by Google. You make money through AdSense. Those folks, those two of those folks, they were just talking about, the one who 879 and the one for 7,274. They made their money strictly from AdSense. I'm sure they made money in other ways. Joshua, who made 613,000, he's making his money on YouTube and in other ways. So sponsorship and brand deals, that's what I do. I get sponsors, I do brand deals, I make money from that. Affiliate marketing, it's a big chunk of revenue that I generate on my business here is through affiliate marketing. When I'm promoting somebody else's product or their service in my videos, I've got one that I promote. It's called the Career Fitter, Career Aptitude Test. That affiliate income amounts to thousands of dollars just because I promote their free career aptitude test in some of my videos on Over 50 TV. Now, Super Chat, this is another way for you to make some money if you're a YouTuber. Now, on a video like this, a live video, if you decide you want to support me, you go ahead and you get on Super Chat, you make a comment, and you can donate money to my cause, to my mission, which obviously is to educate folks, to get people to start, hopefully to encourage them to start a YouTube channel or to start a business. And I don't care what kind of business it is. You can start a business and you can make some money if you do it right. But anyways, that's the mission. So online courses and memberships, that's also where I've made some money in online courses. Now, let me say this. Another source of revenue that I make, and I'd encourage anybody, especially if you're over 50 years old and you've got a lot of experience and you want to educate people and you want to really show them what you know and help them in their life or help them in their business. Make money as a consultant or as a coach. Now, as a business coach, I do generate money from that, I'll say side hustle, because it's really, I only work with so many people and I really vet them because I don't want to work with just anybody. I want to work with someone who's serious about making money. But yeah, so I make money through consulting. That's one of my top sources. But again, I also make money through the ad revenue, sponsorships, affiliate income, online courses, a little bit from Super Chat, but that's really not much because I don't do a lot of live videos. So that is some of the ways you can make money. You pick that right niche. And then what you do is once you start getting a couple hundred views, I'm talking even a couple hundred subscribers, then you start selling them courses, you start giving them value, and they pay you for that value. So now I guess the question is, and some of you out there, well, Lou, okay, you know what? This does sound like a good idea. I want to be that guy who's making that 613,000 world-changing income, or I want to make that at least 879. I want to make $1,000 a month, Lou. That would help me. Well, how do you go about? That's your questions. How do you go about creating a video? Well, I kind of really streamlined that whole process. I've just made it so simple, and I'm going to share this with you. But the process that I use, literally, I went from 2-3 days creating a video down to maybe 6 hours creating a video. Now, some of you may say, that's still 6 hours, Lou. Well, 6 hours creating a video with the potential to make thousands? Come on. How much time do you got? What are you going to be doing with that time? I'm not here to school you, but I'm here to say that you could take that 6 hours and maybe you're watching TV or maybe you're doing something else, but 6 hours. And I'm talking 6 hours for one video. If I do 2 or 3 videos, that's 18 hours. That's still less than 20 hours a week. And I can produce 3 videos a week and make potentially thousands of dollars over the course of a year, maybe even a course of a month. So here's how I make my videos. This is my streamlined process. Number 1 at the top here. And this is from this slide here is from a presentation that I give. And I thought I would use this slide just to make it a little bit easier for everyone to see this. Okay. But here's the thing. I go ahead and I research a topic. I come up with some topics. I make a list at the beginning of the month. These are the videos that I really like to make. These are the videos that I think are going to help somebody. And then what I do is I usually assign it. I've used to assign it to a writers, and I still do that. But more and more what I'm finding is I can use ChatGPT to help me. So either I do the research or a writer does the research, or I can even use ChatGPT because most of the information on there is pretty darn accurate up to February, up to, I think it is January 2022, I think, or maybe it's December. But regardless, I use ChatGPT. You can use it too. Free service. You can write scripts if you decide that's what you want to do for your topic. But I go ahead, I write the script. I always run it through ChatGPT to make sure that grammatically it's correct. The punctuations are good. So that is important to me. But I love using ChatGPT. I joke here, but I was telling a friend of mine the other day, I said, man, I'm thinking about changing my name to Lou AI, artificial intelligence. I'm thinking of doing it. That's how much I believe in this. And I see the change that it's making and how it's affecting a lot of creators that can use this platform to make money, ChatGPT. So let's get back to it. So recording the video is something that you can do using a good smartphone. That's what I did in the very beginning. I used only my smartphone, had a little tripod I bought for like, I don't know, $60, $50, $60, mounted it on there. But, I just used a microphone from the phone and I recorded my early videos. And if you look back at the early ones, you can tell that they weren't very well produced. But you know what? Giving value is what's important. That's how I do it. My video how to value a business, that video is the top revenue producing video for me, one of my top ones. And that was with a lousy sound system. So the message is the most important. But right now, what I do, and I'm doing now, is I use my MacBook Pro M2. I also have a small Sony camera. Actually, it's a nice camera that I use. And then I use my microphone here, my Shure microphone. I'm going to just show you a little bit here. You can see it right here. This is my Shure microphone. So I use this. I love this. It is an industry standard. A lot of folks use it. It's very, very effective. And since I've been using this mic, my sound has really improved tremendously. So getting back to it, I edit my videos on LumaFusion. It's a simple editing software that I use, and it's the best one. I've researched a lot. I don't do anything without doing research, and then I take my time before I buy. I want to make sure I'm getting the right deal, the best deal, getting the best product for my money. But I use LumaFusion, and I'm going to put a link to it in the description box so you can check it out yourself. But I love that. Now, I also have Final Cut Pro, and I've done a video or two using Final Cut. That's another one that's kind of an industry standard out there. But I just find it's so much easier just to knock out a video with LumaFusion. Now, the other thing I do then using LumaFusion is I'll go ahead and use it to upload a video to YouTube. It's that simple. I mean, literally, this whole process is so simple. I told you just a few hours, really. But I research, I record, I edit, then I upload. Now, one thing I didn't mention here, which I do want to tell you, I do use Canva. It's a software that has templates on it. So if you're not a designer and you want a thumbnail for your video, go to Canva and you just use one of their thumbnails, change the wording around, maybe throw your picture in there, and then you've got a thumbnail. So the whole process is simple, and I've gotten it down to hours. It's so efficient. But look at this. All these things are done in a matter of hours, and you can do it. There's no question. I always say, if I can do it, you can do it. And if you have any questions on any of this stuff, you are welcome to send me an email. You're welcome to also just make a comment on the video if you got a question. And I do get back to people as fast as I can. But again, it's a simple process. Now, the thing that I want to get to, and I realize that some of you out there are saying, yeah, okay, Lou, you're telling us to pick the right niche. You're telling us that this is the way to do it. This is your process. But how do I get that Joshua Mayo kind of money? How do I get to that 613? Let me get back down to that. How do I get?
Last year was my first full year on YouTube. And in that 1 year, I made $613,960.75.
And
how do I get to that kind of cash, Lou? Well, you know what? No question in my mind. he's had experience to get to that number, and especially in his first year, because it's almost a miracle to me to make that kind of cash unless you got the, you got the horsepower, and he obviously does. I've actually learned a lot from the dude. He's a pretty good guy. I'd recommend any of you to hop on his channel and subscribe. So how do I get to that 613? How do I make that world-changing money, or how do I make that life-changing money, that $879, that $1,000, that a couple $1,000s a month? Well, here's how most folks do it, and let me show you. Now, what you got to do is you got to get the views. You got to get those views. And that's super, super important to do. Now, I said you can make money with a couple hundred views, 500 views, 1,000 views. I've done it. You can do it. But here are the way that I know how you can get your views, because you get the views, and then you do is you leverage those views, and you can sell them all your programs. You can go ahead and become a consultant if you have the skill set. But yeah, what you got to do is these 9 things to get your views. Number 1 is optimize your video titles and your thumbnails. And optimize just simply means creating that video title and thumbnail that's going to grab attention. There are programs that I use to do that as well. I'm going to put everything in the description box so that you can check it out. But I use TubeBuddy. It's called TubeBuddy. It's one word, and I'll put a link to TubeBuddy in the description box. Create high value content, to me, is the most important thing. It's why I highlighted it. It's the create content that's going to help people make money. Everybody wants to make money. We're tired of working for somebody else. We want to work for ourselves. A lot of us do. And I imagine if you're watching this video, you're one of those folks that are like me. I want to make money, but I want to do it my way. I don't want to be that shrewd dude who's ripping off people, or I don't want to be that employee who's being beaten up every single day because, just because you got a manager that really doesn't care. There's people that will take your money, the shrewd people. There's people that will beat you up. And then there's, of course, those opportunities, those jobs that you got where you're just going every single day and you're just a drone and you're not making money. So to me, being self-employed is the only way to go. But getting those views is how you do it. You got to create that high value content. And I find telling stories is a big help, getting people to get engaged. So here's another thing. Number 3, use keywords wisely. Number 4, I just said it, engage your audience. Number 5, promote yourself on social media. That's important too. And when I promote myself on social media, what I do, and I put up that number 3, which is use keywords wisely. When I promote myself on social media, I do use keywords, like whether it's a hashtag, like a video. If I was going to promote this, which I will, this video here, the keyword would be this long tail, what they call a long tail keyword, which would be how to create a profitable YouTube channel. Then I would do another keyword, how to create a profitable YouTube channel when you're over 50. Those are keywords. How to create a YouTube channel, how to create a profitable YouTube channel. Keywords. So keywords are important, but I use keywords when I'm promoting in social media. Number 6, and I hope I'm not going through fast, but again, you got opportunity to ask me questions, and I'm going to go ahead and I'll see if there's any questions here in a second. Collaborate with other creators. I can't tell you how important that is. Collaborating with other creators. It is one of the ways that I've gotten hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of subscribers is by working with other creators who promote me and I promote them. Creating a playlist. This video here will be one video in a list of similar videos. So if somebody clicks on this video, they're going to see this video and similar videos. So hopefully they'll like this video and watch other videos, and that helps build my views. Also helps me make more money because, that's what YouTube wants, is to see people are sitting on my channel. So the playlists are important. Utilize end screens and cards. That's just something like on a video, and you'll see this. I'll probably put some cards on here. And the card is simply in the top right-hand corner. Something will come up and say, it'll be a title to another video. And if somebody wants to click on that title, they're attracted to that title, They click on it. That's a card. Now, the most important thing, or one of the three most important things, besides creating a high value content, besides collaborating with other creators, is upload consistently. Now, I can't stress this enough. I upload based on what I want to do, but I also know that uploading 2 to 3 times per week video will really help you to make money. But uploading is just an important, being consistent on your uploads is just such an important thing that you got to do if you really want to make money on YouTube. But let me go to the last paragraph on this thumbnail or this slide. It says, remember that growing a YouTube channel is a gradual process. Focus on providing value to your audience, staying consistent, and adapting your strategy based on analytics and viewer feedback. Now, analytics and viewer feedback. YouTube provides the best analytics that I've seen on any of the channels. It tells me how long people are on my videos, where they're coming from. It really does encourage. It shows me how many people subscribed off of each video, and it accumulates. It adds up the videos, but it gives me that cumulative number. So I really like the analytics that YouTube provides, but it says, again, and we'll go back to it, consistency. It's just important. And if you're looking at the analytics and you are seeing that your numbers are growing, you're going to want to be more and more consistent. That is, again, I don't want to belabor this point, but it is really one of the most important things you can do. Don't worry so much about, am I producing a great video? Do I have the same mic that Lou had, the microphone that Lou has, or do I have the computer that, that MacBook Pro? I've got the M2, which is, a very powerful computer, and it's allowed me to do a lot, but I had to grow into that. I learned, and then I adapted, as it says on that instructions there. You'll have to adapt, but you can make money. You can make money with YouTube. You just got to take that first step. Now, let me see here if I got what I got here. This is, okay. It says Susan Marie. Sorry, I just missed it. Whose channel do you recommend? I said Joshua Mayo, Susan. And I put a link to his channel, to this particular video. But I do recommend that you follow this dude. He is really just been such a big help to me. He's not the only one, but I've used him now, but I would just recommend that you follow him as well. Let me get back to my my banner, my last slide here. So again, I just want to go over this one last time. Create high value content, collaborate with other creators. Joshua Mayo, you know what? Contact him, reach out to him, reach out to any one of the people that I mentioned here. It doesn't matter. If you reach out to them, all they can do is say, no, they won't work with you. They won't promote you, but try it. Give it a go. Give it a shot. Contact them. I'm a person who has been in sales most of my life, from when I started selling advertising. I mean, literally. So I started out as a graphic designer, knocking on business doors, I mean, I knocked on doors, I cold called, I went in, I gave them my card, I showed them what I did. So I've got a lot of that raw sales experience. And over time, I got good on being on the phone, good at sending out emails, consistent at sending out emails. Sales skills are a help. But you know what? Sales skills have told me and showed me that you're going to get rejected. And so what? Who cares? Now, what I love about myself and my point of my life and my age is I don't really care. Same thing as I mentioned with consulting and being as a coach. I care about the people I work with, which is why I don't accept everyone. If you're not committed, I'm not working with you. I don't need to do it. I don't need to waste my time. And you don't either. That's what's great about us. And that's why I said, if you're over 50, we've got those raw skills. We've got the talent, we've got the experience. Use it. You can do it. And again, if I do it, you can do it. Now, one thing that I think is a really cool quote, it's from Jay-Z. He says in one of his videos, the OJ video, he says, I'm just trying to give you $1 million a game for $9.99. Well, I'm trying to give you $1 million worth of game. There's no charge for this. Obviously, it's YouTube. Unless you want to buy me a cup of coffee, you're welcome to do that. But you know what? There's no $9.99 here. You're getting $1 million worth of game. And these guys here, It's not my words. Listen to what they have to say because they're making the money.
Last year was my first full year on YouTube, and in that 1 year, I made $613,960.75.
And for the last 12 days, I guess it is, of December, I made a grand total of $879.31.
The channel earned $7,274.
Damn, as I said, this is life-changing money, world-changing money. You can do it. You can make the money. You just got to start. Watch this video a few times. If I miss something, if you ask a question or two, hit me up. I'd be happy to answer your questions. And like I said, I'll get back to you really fast. I'd love everyone out there to start a YouTube channel, to start bringing in a few $100s or a few $1,000s a month. It's going to take you time. It took me time to build up, but you can do it if you are determined. If you're determined. So that's all I got for you, my friends. I will more than likely be on next Saturday if you want to check me out. If you haven't subscribed to Side Hustle Rules or Over 50 TV, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and do it. You'll get that $1 million a game. Hopefully every single time you watch a video. There'll be some videos maybe you won't find as fascinating or interesting or helpful. So that's all I got for you. I am going to end this live stream by saying, let me see what I'm going to be saying here. This.
Come on.